Hello and welcome to this episode of the CU Alumni podcast. Before we play the recording of the conversation we had with our guest of the day, rather our guests of the day, they are two friends. Just a few announcements. First of all, if you have not subscribed, please consider subscribing. Apple, Spotify, Google, and so on and so forth. Then, if you're on Clubhouse, please follow the CU Alumni Hangout. We'll do our best to make rooms available, to have relevant discussions, to move the alumni community forward. You can also create your own room and discuss with fellow alumni. It's that easy. Then the next batch of recordings will soon start, so please reach out via DM if you'd like to be a guest and a co-host. Those who have reached out will work out a schedule that works for both sides. And so, let's go and listen to the recording of the conversation with our guests of the day. Enjoy. Hello, ladies, and you are welcome to the CU Alumni podcast.
Hello.
Hi.
How are you doing today?
Well, thank you. We're great. We're as great as we can be.
It's happen.
The weather is bipolar. It's raining, it's sunny, it's hot.
Yeah. It doesn't want to pick a side, but we're good.
Seriously, it's raining, sunny, and hot.
Combination.
That is what we face here now. We have trained you hard for how many years in Nigeria, and you're complaining about heat.
But when the body is used to good
Cold.
things, and beautiful skin, everything aligned, it doesn't make sense.
So we they keep us for here.
I beg you.
You know what this one here.
I beg.
Okay, so the sun there is not as hot as our sun here.
No, I disagree. I feel like it is hotter because the weather here is very humid. So it is very extreme. So it's either very hot or it is very cold. There's no in between.
They play around. All right. Okay. Anyway, we are still coming to join you one way or the other.
We did wait to
Feel free.
Whether I go on AC or we go find heater anytime.
Anyone, we go rough out.
Let me pause now. I'm here myself and I can hear Head Miracle and myself. Vicky, you are the suspect.
Me too. How?
Echo.
It's not echoing here.
It's not echoing. Yeah.
Let's hope so. Okay. So, ladies, can we introduce ourselves? The listener would like to know you. Let's start with Miracle.
Hello. My name is Miracle Chumba.
Yeah.
What am I? Well, I graduated from CU in 2018. Yeah. Even though I missed my graduation, I still graduated. Yes, and then I went on to get my master's. I'm an MSc holder, people. It's not easy. Oh my God.
Yeah. Which course did you study?
In Covenant, I studied industrial chemistry, and for my master's, I studied biomedical and health informatics.
Fire. Vicky, over to you.
Hi, everybody. So my name is Victoria Ogu. I graduated from CU in 2018. I studied marketing, so we like to talk a lot. So currently I'm doing my master's in strategic communications. I graduate in December, so I'll join the MSc holders gang.
Nice one.
That's pretty much where I'm at right
which part
now.
of the abroad are you guys in? There are many abroads now.
We're in United States, New York. Yeah.
New York to be precise, but guess what? We're closer to Canada than we are closer to New York City.
How is that possible?
Disclaimer. We don't get it. We're like 2 hours away from Canada, but we're 4 hours away from New York City.
New York City, yeah.
All in the same state of New York.
Okay, that's towards the north. You are closer to the north, are we?
Something like that.
But yes, I think.
Okay. Yeah, I think it's good small geography. So, makes sense. So, moving on, we'd like to know the kind of person you were in school. Starting from that 100 level, coming in, going through all the wahala, 200 level, so you get all the way to final year. So you break it down. bit by bit. And as I go yourself, your stories, I'm sure you guys were friends in school now. July or Zunda.
We knew each other in school.
Yeah, exactly. We knew each
That's
other,
that's
but
what I
we're
mean.
not
we're not as
exactly
close.
friends.
Yes. We
We're
just knew
just
each
like
other.
acquaintances.
So you
Yeah.
get that kind of thing. So you start from 100 level all the way to 400 level. In between, give us some stories, key stories on in each year. Just as the spirit leads
As the
to
spirit is
becoming.
right. Well,
So
okay, I think I wrote quizzes in 2013, but they said my jam I was not qualified or something, that my score was high, but they should not allow me enter CU when I wanted to enter. I had to go back home and do A levels and came back the next year. I now entered CU because I wanted, you see that CU, it was CU for me. I said
why?
CU because it was either I go to CU or I go to Gambia and study medicine. What am I doing in Gambia?
Okay,
I said,
understand.
I see you, let's move. And then I entered CU. Well, I have a sister that graduated from Covenant University, so
Yeah.
it's not like I was entering the school blindly. You know, I
She
knew.
don't give you updates.
Yeah, I knew. Oh, don't use phones. Oh, just follow the rules and you'll be okay. But that's one thing I would say: just follow the rules in Covenant and you will be fine. But
Well.
following the rules is not enough because the school will want to school you.
Oh,
That's true.
you're right about that.
100 level I entered, I was used to, cooperating with people doing tests and exams. And then in my department, so I like, how many? I think I entered the course, we're like 40. I graduated, we're like 10, I'd be 9 at the end of the final year. But that 100 level showed us shaggy, especially in the lab. One person will sit down in Adamawa, the next person will sit down in Zamfara, all in the name of exams. You cannot even turn your head. No, that's the one thing that helped me in CU. I think CU just made me realize that you can independently on your own study and do well.
Yeah.
Especially with the amount of course loads we have. It's just unnecessarily plenty. But we Sharafam, 100 level was great, I guess, for me, because I was happy to leave my house. I was happy with the freedom.
Freedom?
Wait, that's what I thought it was.
Okay.
Until I entered.
Okay.
And then realized that there's no freedom there. You cannot even breathe. Especially for me, my dressing is every time I wear clothes and I come out, it's either sister, come here. Yes, you're on blue dress. That's it. You cannot wear clothes and breathe in that school. You cannot. You can't do anything in that school and they will not find fault in you. In fact, you cannot even wear shoe and they will not find. If you see that school, that's the issue I had. My major issue in Covenant was dressing because there was nothing I would wear that is compliant enough for them. It's either they'll tell me I'm too compliant or they'll tell me I'm not compliant. Please, what is there anything that's too compliant?
What the hell does that mean?
Please, thank you. I'm still trying to understand what that means till today. I would wear shirt and they'll tell me I'm looking like God. There's no name those portals didn't call me in C just because if I wear clothes, they'll say, I'm trying to set this lecturer. If I don't wear this one, they'll tell me I'm trying to. There was always one issue or the other. Or is it Covenant Hour of Prayer? Okay, that was on 300 level. Everything was an issue in that school. Everything. But we shall prevailed. And that's, was unnecessary.
Yeah, Vicky. Your turn.
Okay, so basically my stay in C was an interesting one, I guess I would say. Cause first of all, like my name did not come out on the, there's like batch 1 or batch A, batch B, batch C, whatever. Yeah. So my name came out with like the 3rd batch and it was already like 3 weeks into the semester. So anyways, I resumed, they took me to Mary Hall because at the time Esther Hall was full. And I feel like that's something I'm actually grateful for, that I wasn't in Esther Hall with, all the 100 level minds. So, it was nice to not be there. And then good thing I was the only one. Yeah, exactly. And then I was the only one in my room in Mary Hall. So it was really, really nice. I got to meet with like 200 level students that were in my course. So, I would talk to them. They'll give me tips and tricks and stuff like that. Then I can never forget in my 100 level, I got into trouble with MSS. They said I was sparing. Because I had a boyfriend though. But the thing is, I wasn't even pairing with him. I was coming back from CDS with my classmates because we had like a tutorial at night. So you know how you guys be working in groups now,
Yeah.
but then there was a boy beside me, and then next thing you know, MSS boss turned off their light and followed me to my house. So they turned off the light so I wouldn't know that they were following me. And then immediately I got to the front of my hall, the full light of the bus just came on. Like, so I couldn't even escape. I couldn't run, nothing. That's how they carried me to CDS and told me that they were going to expel me, blah, blah, blah. Anyways, my mom had to come to school and, sign that undertaking for me and stuff like that. So, yeah, that's kind of like one thing that happened with me in 100 level. But anyways, Omega semester, I then got to move to Esther Hall. Then,
The mighty have fallen.
Why did they move you back, man?
Because it was alpha semester now, there was now space in Esther Hall. After alpha semester, some people would drop out. Some people say, they cannot take
those written
anymore.
in pencil and all those things.
Exactly. People that matriculate, stuff like that. So me now, I moved back to Esther Hall. Then I was able to connect with, my classmates and stuff like that. I think that was when I became serious with studying. I mean, my results was never bad, but it just got better as I progressed from one level to the other because I kind of saw the need and the importance. I think with CU, right? Yeah. When you progress, you would kind of see the points in what they do, if that makes sense. I think that's what it is. So yeah, I mean, my experience was great. There were bad times. CHOP, I was a constant defaulter for CHOP. But yeah, one funny thing about CHOP is that me not going for CHOP actually, I don't know if I'm supposed to say this because I've not collected my certificates before they go. Anyways, I didn't go for CHOP one time, and then how CHOP attendance, they were using it to do exam attendance, something like that. So no, it wasn't even CHOP, it was Youth Alive. Yes, it was Youth Alive. So I went for Youth Alive that day, right? But then I didn't swipe my ID because I wasn't with my ID. So I wrote my name on the attendance paper. But for some reason, I think the attendance paper got missing or something like that. Anyways, I did not make up to attendance for Youth Alive, and then I was supposed to miss an exam. Now that exam was a 3-unit course, and then there was a question that they had asked previous years, but then they did not teach us. So I was like, I'm not going to learn it. Even if it comes out, it will not be compulsory because they didn't teach us. Next thing I get to the exam hall now, and I realize that my name is not on the list because I
don't have attendance.
Yeah, exactly. They messed up my Youth Alive attendance. So I was like, okay, cool. Now I will appeal, and then I will do a what's that thing they call it when you write your exam the next semester? I'll share receipt the exam, something like that.
Was there somehow?
There was not summary.
No. When you just sitting for the next semester, you would. What did you say?
Remedial?
I don't think that's what they were calling it.
So that's not the name. I forgot the name, Sharp.
No, it's not probation, but it's just something where you come back to write the exam.
Makeup exam. Yeah.
It.
So I was going to write makeup exam the next semester for that class.
Okay.
Only for my classmates to now come out from the exam hall now, they now showed me the script, the exam question, and it was that particular question that I said that I wasn't going to learn that was actually the number one compulsory question. I was like, wow, what I've done. I was like, see God working for me. So yeah, anyways, I go back to school the next semester. I think that was 400 level alpha semester. Yes, I go back alpha semester. Then I had to retake that exam that was for 300 level omega. And obviously, it was kind of almost the same question. So I got an A in that exam. Now, the grade that I was going to get in that exam was the grade that was going to take me from a 2-1 to a first class. So if I had written the exam on the day of, I would have not graduated with the first class because obviously I did not know the answer to that first question that was compulsory. But because I wrote it as a makeup exam, I had time to prepare, and then I got an A, which took me from a 2-1 to a first class. So yeah, that was something very, very, symbolic that happened to me.
You escaped that high 2-1 wahala.
Yes, exactly. I was literally on the verge,
but that's insane for
So
that's insane.
4.49.
What?
I
Nah, that's
swear.
painful.
Like, I'd rather even be on 4.1 than to have 4.49. Like, it's
3.9.
Just
very,
who did
very
4 point
annoying.
anything help?
Help, do you get?
We did not know now. It's until we came out now.
That's true.
Like,
It's what
now
they
nobody really
told
cares
us.
things like
Me
that.
na tutu, hi tutu, I also come out.
No, my own is I knew that I had to manage and finish with that first class because I had an agreement that I told my father I wanted to go for summer works. My father said, "Oh no, I must stay in school." So the agreement was if you finish with first class, you will go for summer works. And that time I was on 4.48. I was on 4.48 until my last semester in CU. That's when I now entered to 4.54. And that's because I had a 5 points. I said, God, this semester.
Just do 5
So I
points
had 5
slamming.
points the 2 semesters for me to be able to now enter.
Almost vex.
That was the best. As I just finished, I said, carry my bag and baggages and move. That's it. I see you, Wala. No. See you is an amazing school. Because even when you leave, like there's this thing they look at CU students as students that are very prestigious or students that are just, they are lucky. CU students have connections. That one, there is no doubt. Like you can meet this, you can just go into an environment and then, I went to Covenant University, and you find out that a couple of people even went there and then they'll just be willing to help you. That has happened for me a couple of times. Even when I was working for NYSC, I got to this company. I said, I went to Covenant University. Someone said, that one serious school. I don't pay for results. I'm like, huh? And then they didn't know that the manager of the company was also a CU student. So the manager was like, what are you talking about? So it was the manager that ended up interviewing me. It was not even an interview anymore because I was a CU student. So it was just more like gisting and having a conversation. And at the end of the day, I started work the next week. So it was, that's one thing I know CU did for me. CU has connect. It makes you meet people regardless of backgrounds or anything. CU legit makes you connect with people. And those connections help until today. That's one thing I know CU did for me.
Yeah, that's actually very true. That's very true.
Do you have any similar experience, Vicky?
Not one that I can remember or think of right off the bat right now, but then I know that like a couple of times when I go to places and they're like, you went to see, it's like, I went to see. There's always, like a community willing to help you just because you said that you went to Covenant University. Like even if the person, graduated like 10 years ago, like they're still willing to say, this is my person. Even if, they don't know you, they're still willing to vouch for you just because you say that like, you graduated from CU, which I think is a very, very good thing. So
it's cool. So we move on to the next item. What's your relationship with Chapel?
Is it in CU?
Yes.
Guess what? I was not a defaulter. I went for almost everything in CU. Call me for chop, I will go. Call me
chop,
for
public
everything. Because I don't like problem at all. I swear to God.
Me, I can't say same because
my body was already a problem in CU. If I wear anything, it's already a problem. So I felt like anything I do, there was already a reason to call me out. It's as if they already knew me for some stupid reasons. They will see my face and they will just carry my iPod and want to search it. They will for even secular music. I feel like I was a target. So anything that will put me inside trouble, count me out. But I know my 100 level. No, I think 100 level I was playing around. My Omega semester 100 level. That's when I knew that I had my worst results. I was playing. I did not. That's when I started defaulting. I won't go for chapel service until one time. I think they almost caught me. I had to hide under my bed. But after 100 level, 200 level, youth alive, anything, I was always.
How did you manage that?
Daddy, I think I decided to be a bad girl that day and join my roommates and start chapel service because plus I was in attendance unit, so. Regardless of the situation, I can just use style and enter the unit and write my name that I attended chapel service. I can always do that. So I decided, I was not going to go. That's the day that devil says me and you. The day that I say I want to do something bad, that's the day the devil will say, "Oh, miracle, I'm coming for you." I say I'm not going for chapel service. That's how all those and I was on 400th floor. My room was legit the last room before the toilet. So please tell me how potters climbed all the way to 400th floor and were walking all the way down. They had time that day. I say, God, why is it today that I said I want to do this thing? They were legit going room by room or opening windows, trying to open doors to see if they would find anybody. As I just heard them coming, my other roommates even enter wardrobe, the down. Me, I just used my buckets to just cover the area I just went on that scattered my bed. So if you open my window, the room will just look messed up, and then you will leave. I was under the bed praying to Almighty Jesus that they don't come. It was a closed one. No, it was very close. They legit opened the window. They said they thought they heard noise here. Oh, the prayer. I said, Jesus save me. Because the people they caught that day, funny enough, is they all went home. The people they caught that day that stopped chapel service, because it was not just normal chapel service, it was something big that day. But I know the people they caught that day, they all went home on my floor. They went home. So after that day, it's as if I did factory reset, because anytime I want to do something bad, I remember my father's face. Once I see my father's face in my memory, it's factory reset already for me. There's nothing anybody wants to say. So that was one thing that I know that saved me. Since then, call me for covenant hour of prayer, I've gone. Call me for anything. In fact, you see me there early. I'm sitting down there. It's me. There.
Okay, now. Vicky,
well,
you say your own was different.
The opposite case. You know when they say two people cannot be, one person has to be fire, one person has to be water. Me, I'm the fire. I didn't go anywhere. So I mean, like for chapel services, Sunday and Tuesday or Thursday when I was 100 or 200, like I don't used to miss those ones. But you see, chop, like me and my sleep, I value it so much. So I'm not about to be waking up by 5 to go for chop. So the only days like I would go for chop are days when I have like 8 a.m. classes. So I would, just go to chop and then from
6 a.m. classes.
No, 8 a.m. That was the earliest class.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So when I have 8 a.m. classes, I would just go for chop, then just be there, wait for my class, and then just go for class. But you see, public lecture, chop.
There you go.
In all those funny things, no, I cannot deal, honestly. Like, it was in final year I started going for chop even more, because obviously I wanted to graduate now and I don't anything to obstruct my graduation. So I started, actively going for chop. But my other levels, I never knew that it was something like chop. Like, okay, no problem. And the thing is, I never used to hide for chapel services, because like I always go for chapel services, Sunday chapel services and Tuesday or Thursday. But for chop, I didn't used to hide, because I knew that nobody's coming to check for chop. I'll just lock my door. If I lock my door and you bang, 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 and the secret to them not opening your door is leaving your key door by the mouth of leaving your key by the mouth of the lock of the door. So if you leave your key there, they cannot put another key from outside to open your door. Yeah, exactly. So if they knock,
won't they know that somebody's inside?
They should know now, but by the time they knock, they'll keep you moving, and then they'll go to another place. Before you know, everybody's back from chapel. Before you know, everybody has mixed in the crowd. Before you know, they will not know who went and who did not go, except they check for attendance. So, yeah. That was the only thing. But another thing I used to miss was roll call. Like, no matter how stressful it was, I used to try to do my roll call every night, because I don't want the story of you not do your roll call yesterday, so it means you jumped exit or something like that. I don't like speaking that anymore.
I don't miss that thing.
Especially that facial recognition one. I know they miss them. Because signature one, you can always tell someone side for you.
300 level, entering 400 level. That's when they started it.
No, facial recognition was 100 and 200. After 200, it stopped. It now became paper signing. Sure?
I can't even remember.
Yes, now.
Experiments. They usually get
all I know is that thing did not favor me, because I had a roommate that sometimes I would go down and sign for her, and sometimes she would go down and sign for me. But on this particular day, she decided to go outside, to go to the next hall to go and sleep in somebody's room or something. But she was not around. And I think they were taking it serious that time. But unknowingly, this babe even lied to me. She said she was going to sleep in Lydia. No, I was in Lydia Hall, Deborah Hall. Meanwhile, my girl left school.
Oh.
And now me be normal signer. I said, devil used to come for me on wrong days in that school. I now really went downstairs and I signed. But this one is the day they were doing they were signing with paper and they were also doing facial recognition. There were times that they were doing the two. So on this particular time too, and then I now signed for her as usual now. They were now going room by room. They now open my room. Where's your roommate? I say, she's in the bathroom. And me and I'm accomplice because I lied. And the signature was my handwriting.
Straight.
They now really came, I said, but the thing is they even caught her because it's her mother that put her in trouble. The exit she was doing, her mother called school and said that she has not seen her daughter. Her daughter was supposed to be good. Her daughter was supposed to be home. They now really came every day for the next 3 days. My girl did not come back. I said, God, I've entered one chance. Who sent me? They really called me. I said, no, that's not me that signed that first day. I don't know. Because after she didn't come back the first day, I did not sign the remaining 2 days. I didn't sign the remaining 2 days. I'm like, I don't know who that is. I said, maybe we share handwritings. No, it's not. I denied. God forgive me. But I denied this babe.
You go deny.
I said, it's not me that's going to go home. And they ended up giving her, I think they gave her 1 year suspension after then.
Try.
I said, so this is how they would have carried me home. What will I tell my mother? What was I doing? what do I want to say? I went to sign roll call for my roommate. Can my roommate sign roll call for me? CU, I think there are so many experiences that we've all had in CU. So many that we can't even remember.
Yeah. It's repressed memory. It comes out at random.
At random, yeah.
You just be like, that day, how did I do it?
Exactly. How did I even escape?
Like this whole stabbing matter, there was a day to like that where I was stabbing. And they were doing room to room. Now, what boys usually do, they will look for metal, the window, the sliding window. That part of inside, there's a way we lay the metal down on that sliding part on our own side to jam. Yeah, you can't roll it. So that is how we started. So we do it for both the down, for those the one down and the one up. So that was how they started doing search. There were 2 rooms on that floor that we did that style. Only for them to now, what they now did, they saw that those 2 windows open. That's how in their mind they said, there are people inside there. Immediately they broke the door.
Wow.
Broke the door, caught those guys. Fortunately for me, I don't know what came to my mind. I went to remove that metal just before we start because I heard some stories that that metal can expose you. I just removed it. So they came, we were under the bed. We went it's a double bunk, so I took one, my roommate took one. We hid under. After they just opened the window. They look left, look right.
They don't see anybody. They close them. Okay.
And so we escaped. They opened that room. There was phone. My roommate had weed. So I know I'm going to jail if I don't go home.
NDLEA will come and carry you.
Just because the window opened, they did not break that door.
Yeah. Okay.
So that's why it's really crazy when those guys just decide to hunt with that. Once they see they cannot open your window, once they don't have it, they break down that door. It's really crazy. It's really crazy.
I think the thing about C is once you enter one trouble, there's just a way they can just easily catch you after then. That's once you just enter just one trouble, let them just mistakenly catch you in that MSS just once.
They will keep on capitalizing on that trouble that you've entered to keep digging deep. That's what happens.
I remember I was after graduation, I began different youth alive stories. Please, my youth alive experience was not so epic. Like, what's going on between 2013 and the time we graduated?
Youth alive became very frustrating, obviously, because you'd have to be in chapel the whole day till night, and then you take only maybe 2 hours break. So it was very frustrating. And then it was usually a week to exam. So you would literally finish youth alive and have just a couple of days before exam. So and everybody wanted to read at that point now, but then again, you still have to go for youth alive. So it was a thing where a lot of people were just stabbing then obviously Papa took it seriously that like,
Took it
oh, if you don't come for
personally.
youth alive, you'll not be able to write the exam. Like if you've missed youth alive, there's some like if it depends on what your attendance looks like. If your attendance is like, oh, you missed twice, then you miss one exam. If your attendance is like, oh, you never even come at all, you came only one straight, I will suspend you straight. So depending on your attendance performance would determine your punishment. And that time the whole school, like, they published everybody's names with the amount of defaults. So you go on portal to go and check, to see what category of punishment you fall under, and if you're going to be punished at all.
Went to a different CU.
So
you guys went to a different CU. I finished in 2011. When I hear portal, I'm just like, wow. We now message. What's that board they put in CST?
Notice board.
Paste.
Notice board. Notice board was still there,
still there, but I think our things just went downhill. Downhill. I feel like they were just willingly looking for ways to frustrate us. Back to back. It was an agenda. It was in their hearts. It was placed there. Their goal was make sure you frustrate students today. That's it.
That was the purpose.
That was legit the purpose, because it makes no sense why is youth alive a week or 2 weeks to exam? Why?
To exam.
At least don't make it compulsory. This one is compulsory morning.
They could have done whatever they are doing after exam.
And then at that point in time, you can't even take exit to leave school.
You must be in school.
You must be in school. So anybody that has already gone home prior, you're in trouble.
Yeah.
So why did they not give people exams? It's like they just set the trap because they want to.
See you.
Wow.
I was happy to have graduated. No, I was glad.
Now let's talk about the rules. Some rules that made you be like, what the hell? What the hell?
I mean, the only rule that was an issue, which is not even an issue for me, was phone. They say phones are not allowed. To be honest, I was glad that we were not using phones in school.
Why?
Because why is anybody calling me 24/7? Why do you want? Just anytime I call you, take it. Just know it's because I'm ready to have it. If not, because we already had iPods and iPads, you can already send messages. And
they worry you.
It already distressed me. I don't like stress normally. Don't call me. Anytime I call you, take it like that. But this one is, no phone. I was happy. My own is end of month. I will just call my father, Daddy, how far? Money for the month. Once you send it, happy start now. Sometimes I don't even have to call. That was the best thing. As I left school and I had to use my phone, in fact, it was a problem for me. I loved that no phone rule. Wow, I loved it.
To call people was
a big problem for me. I loved it.
That thing, I don't know. Me myself, I usually have a problem with calling people.
I had a problem with the no phone thing, right? But then it didn't make sense that you would allow iPods and stuff like that. You're not allowing phone, like make it make sense. But anyways, that was not almost so much of a big deal for me. The one that pissed me off, or the rule that still pisses me off, and will forever piss me, is piercings. Like, if you have more than one piercing, you have to register it. If you have more than one piercing, you cannot read the second piercing.
If you have a boyfriend,
you register tattoo.
I'm like, what?
Total invasion of privacy.
Because it did not even make any sense to me, and I entered trouble because of the piercing thing. Because one day I was coming out from CDS, and then I had my 2 earrings on, and because I was walking out of CDS with a guy. What's this guy's name? I've forgotten his name, but he's popular in MSS. He now stops me. Godons, yes. He now stops me and said that, I had my ears pierced, blah, 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 and I was wearing the 2 earrings. Do you know that for 3 weeks, 2 weeks, I was stopping people from pairing in calf?
That was
punishment to be an MSS.
Yes, exactly. That was my punishment for 3 weeks. Either that or they give me letter of warning. So I didn't want the letter of warning because I know anything on my record. So I was just like, okay, you know what? Let me just be stopping people from pairing.
So how were you not doing it? How was it?
Then I was in 300 level now, so it wasn't so
be like,
bad.
hey, that boy,
because it's not like I was in 100 or 200 level. So I was doing it with 100 level students where I would just be like, oh, why you not wearing? Okay, and then people that were not wearing ID cards, like I need to tell them to wear their ID card and stuff. And I needed to come with a list of 10 people
that you caught
at the end of the week. Yes, that defaulted, so that them too they will continue my punishments when I stop.
Hey.
Like it did not make sense to me, but yeah.
These guys, I don't know. It feels like they are sociopaths. I don't know.
No, I think the experience I have about is not around this one, but I had a punishment. I think it was Muyiwa. He did one teaching like that. Yeah, and then he said people should. He said people should write a list of. You should make sure you jot during that period. And me, I did not used to. What's my business with jotting? You tell me to come, I will come, but you see me and jotting 0. I was now there. I think I did not know. I think somebody on my seat or row defaulted or something. They said it was all of us, and that we had to write "I'm sorry" and then write a Bible verse or something in a whole book, and submit that book.
Verse, the chapter.
I heard just about that punishment. I heard
it's the one that started it. Started with us, the Book of Luke, 2010 or so. I remember the whole book of Luke. So I think
I was livid, anger. I was no. That was uncalled for. And then this issue of tattoo and piercing in 300 level Omega semester, right? I think that's when Omega semester. Now I had a tattoo. So because I knew I had a tattoo on my back, I covered this tattoo till I graduated, and even my roommates did not know I had a tattoo.
You had no choice because you don't know who's the stress now.
Just mistakenly
snitches
open
come
their
in
mouth.
all shapes and sizes.
Because if they may not even mean to snitch on you, they may just go and tell one of their friends.
One
of their friends have another friend that is now a portal's friend.
Yes, they'll say, come and say, open your back, let me see.
Because is when I was final semester 400 level, because I had the same roommate. That's when she knew that I had a tattoo, and she was my classmate too. So the entire time, if I don't want you to know, you will never know. You see, because I cannot afford to enter into unnecessary problem. Now the same tattoo now, should be plenty people they get them today, nothing they happen. So what was the point with the whole rules then? That's cool.
It's a mystery. Maybe that tattoo, maybe they feel that okay, so that people will not go mad. Or I don't know.
They are not okay.
No. Holia is you need to. What's that verse again? Say, the body is the temple of the Holy Spirit.
Of the Lord. Of God. Maybe Jesus no get tattoo. Maybe the kako jar.
Well, we know there was no video evidence there. Okay, all right. Now maybe we talk about good thing now. We don't para too much now. No. So let's talk about some things you learned or some things that changed about you just because you went to see you.
Oh, I think I already said this. Okay, Vicky, do you want to go first?
Vicky.
No, go first.
Well, I think my own is, like I already said in the beginning, one thing that it did was give me my confidence in writing exams alone. Because when, I said, I entered and then, na struggle. But living in final year, I could write an exam like on my own and know that I'm going to pass it. I feel because when I enter CU, in fact, from my WAEC, it's cooperation. No? Cooperation, we cooperate to cooperate and pass. And the movie. It's cooperate, but that covenant, I will not forget my 100 level first semester exam now because we wrote a couple in. We had LT classes and then we'll now go into all the small. My department was small, so we didn't write the exam in LT. They will now take us to one of those classes or hey, my God. They will now separate us in such a way. I will not forget my 100 level. What saved me for one course, I think, is physics. It was OBJ. Let me never lie. It's I copy for that one. As I saw one boy's paper, as he's shading B. In fact, I knew he's shading. As he's shading the B, I already knew that question 79 he's shading.
Hey.
So as he's shading. I was shading. That's how I passed that course. I had a B. Till today, I don't know how Jesus did it because that was not me. It was not me. But after that day, I think they now put me in a situation where I had to know it on my own. So after my first semester, I had a 4.27. I sat down. I'm like, wait, Miracle, you actually had a 4.2. in this school on your own. That's when I knew that, okay, I can sit up. That's how I now say I'll sit up second semester. And I dropped to 3.8. My CGPA was now 4.0. I say, this life is 2-1. We cannot kill ourselves. But from 200 level, I think the friends you have around you also helps. My friends were, all my classmates were like 9 girls. And we told you see, all 9 of us, we must graduate together. So 9 of us were very helpful. So if anybody doesn't understand anything, the other person was always willing to help or explain. Shebi, best graduating student my set was from my department. Everything was spot on, and it was a girl. So everything, when we look at this babe, because every semester my girl was on 5 points. I say now, wow, and she was my roommate, and she know they read. She's always
people abuse different.
She
doesn't read, not library, not in class.
She know they read. My girl, me and her will be watching Korean shows together. She will even be giving me shows to watch. But a day to the exam. But the thing is, she listens. In class, she listens. Okay. So I knew that was her own. So maybe a day to exam, she will just brush. She will just brush up and come out with 5.0. What I think what made her not finish with 5.0 GPA was GST. When she had 69/70 and it was 1 more mark and the woman refused to give her that 1 mark. If not,
is it philosophy?
Philosophy.
Yeah. That course was...
It finished a lot of people. That course.
Why did they put demonic lecturers to teach that?
It makes
that
no
woman has no joy. She has no joy.
I'm not even sure I ever saw that woman smile in any class.
At all. She had no joy.
It finished also. But I mean, at the end of the day, I think my friends helped me. 200 level, 300 level. I think from 200 level, that was when I think I had my first class CGPA. I think I had 4.62. I was so proud. I was so proud of myself. I said, wow, I have 4.6. And then that's what increased. But because I already dropped to 3 point something previously, so it was just hard to catch up on CGPA. Yeah. So I had to constantly remain on first class GPAs until I graduated. Yeah. And then everything now summed up to graduating with first class. Yeah. But it was helpful, though. It just made me realize that if you set your mind to do anything, like if you actually study and set your mind to do something, you can actually accomplish it. That's one thing I know CU taught me.
Makes sense.
Yeah. Just to go off what she said, that was actually me too, because we went to the same high school, right? Yeah. And then everything was always compression to pass. But when I got to see it, I was like, gang. Wow. So you need to actually read. So yeah, that was, something that I learned from seeing. But other than that, something that I learned from seeing are 2 things that I would say, improved in my life as a result of going to see would be my spirituality and being early. Like my punctuality to places. Yeah, because you know how chapel service, if it's 8, 7:45, doors are closed. Sorry, bye-bye. So it has made me... True. Yeah,
it has made me... The punctuality thing started from high school, Vicky. No.
Not really, That one, nobody's taking attendance now. Nobody's doing anything. They'll flog you, keep it moving.
No, I don't like it. I was always early from high school.
It not still changed me from being punctual or not. But in CU, I knew that I had to be in chapel service to swipe my ID. If not, they can expel me. I'm not about to be expelled. So it kind of gave me this mindset of you have to be at where you're going to, not just being early, but getting there even before the time and just settling in before the commencement of whatever it is. So now that's why it has even made me have what's this thing called? A thing where if you're late to something, I'm just pissed. Why are you late? Mm-hmm. Don't you know that it's supposed to be 3 o'clock? Why are you here 3:01? I try my possible best, to always be early for stuff, except when I know that, it's not important. But other than that, I try to be early. Then obviously, my spiritual life, you have to go to chapel and stuff like that. So even in the forcefulness of going to chapel, it would still make you connect to God. Mm-hmm. And I feel when you graduate and as you go further in life, obviously when you're adults, you face challenges, then you know that, so I have to, have a relationship with God. So, that's pretty much what I would say. See you.
Nice.
Good for me.
See, you
Yeah.
also gave me good friends, oh, like good friends till dates. That's one thing I know. See you did that one for me. There are some friends that I know I can count on till today. Like I can call them to like talk about certain things.
Yeah.
See you gave me good friends. That one is that spirituality is also very, very, very key because I will go to see you. I'll come back home during morning devotions in my house. You see me, I will be preaching. I'll be there preaching for them based on say I went to see you. My mother said, "Okay, take the stage, take the story." But see, you really helped in spirituality. Yeah, that one is true. That is very true.
Yeah. Nice one. Makes sense.
Yep.
Now, two of you have experienced another school because me, as I did, I never go school since I come out. My head, I don't tire for school matter. Now that you have experienced, or rather, Vicky is experiencing, Miracle is done experiencing MSc life in another school. Have you doing a comparison with CU environment and where you are? Which school again? Sorry, I didn't get the
Which
school.
University of New York, Oswego?
University of New York. All of you, Vicky?
Same.
Same. Okay, so
Yeah.
can you give a comparison with the life there, maybe academics?
Let me just see just one thing. CU needs to cut off all those nonsense extra courses. All them stupid TMC,
EDS, TMC.
EDS, nonsense. All those, please, why am I doing 14? In fact, why am I even doing up to 14 courses in my final year? 100 level, at least I was doing 18. I thought it was normal. Yes, I did 18 courses in 100 level. I thought it was normal. 18 in 100 level.
Hey.
Graduating, I was doing 13. The least I did was 11, and that was first semester. Second semester was 13. It made no sense. But here, why the highest you could do here is even 3. Some people even take their time and do one course at a time at their pace. No, but wow. And then doing 3 here is even like a luxury because it's just 3 courses. You can easily handle it. Yeah. So I think because we're able to handle and still do well with the amount of courses we had in CU, doing the smaller courses we had here were easier. It just made you even relax more, sir, because you know that you go rough arm, you go still handle them last.
Yeah, like if I can do 10 courses,
what's 3 courses that I cannot do and do well?
Exactly. Well, yeah, like, I mean, the thing about them taking away, TMC EDS, that's what makes CUC. So what I would say is they should remove the units or the grades that come with doing TMC and EDS. Like,
so
make it like CIT and make it 0 units, Don't let it count towards their final grades, because at the end of the day, like, it's not making sense. Why am I doing TMC? Why am I doing EDS? Why is it accumulating into my 5.0 CGPA? Yes, when, like, that's not the general standard for other universities in Nigeria. It doesn't make sense for EDS and the likes to be 2 units. If it was even 1 unit, maybe, but still, I would say it should be like 0 units. But I mean, it's compulsory, just the way CIT was compulsory, but at least we knew that it was 0 units. But because you don't want to just see F in your results, even if it's 0 units, people would still put in effort, to attend the classes and read for the exams. But putting 2 units on them and equating them to the same departmental classes that you're doing, it doesn't make sense to me. Yeah, that's what I would say. Then what else would I say? I would say, like, here, like, I mean, for my department, lecturers are quite responsive. They give you resources that you need to get your work done. Like, they will respond to you, point you to the right sources, I
had the same in CU, though.
In CU, it was just like, they'll give you an assignment. I mean, not really go and figure it out, but if you have, they are always forming. They are busy. Yeah. They don't have your time. Like, not see how but then again, I feel like that's because it's. Then again, I feel like that's because it's undergraduate and masters.
Yes, now professors have their own attendance that they count to them.
Yeah. They have their own attendance. But again, like what I was saying, I feel like it's because this is master's. So obviously professors are tailored to your needs, and they like to, give you that one-on-one time, because it's a more advanced, learning as opposed to you doing your BSc. So I can see why maybe, for BSc, they're not really paying attention to just you specifically. They are generalizing to the class because they have,
now this is where
like,
I would say
something people in a class, but and maybe in a class for the semester, maybe that course was just like 5. You get? So obviously the professor has time to, have one-on-one conversations, make sure that you're getting everything, make sure that all the resources that you need are available. So yeah, there's that to that, Sha. So
in CU it's still not tailored, because I have a friend currently doing masters in my same department, and one, they're still doing 8 courses, 9 courses for masters. And then
when I'm doing 9 courses for my entire 2 years,
exactly,
like
I'm doing 9 courses for my entire year, and then the generalization thing, they still do it in masters there. So the professors don't legit even care. They actually, like, I know that if you ask questions, they'll try to help you when they can, and that is when they can. Not because they want to. It's whenever they feel like they are free enough.
If they feel like,
they would then decide to make you a priority, but it's hardly the case.
Wow.
But overall, I think it actually made us who we are today, regardless.
Facts.
I feel like there were more,
no doubt,
there were more pros than cons, even though there were lots of cons, but there were more pros. For me, there were more pros going to see you than
my own pro. When I entered at 15, I was a computer illiterate. Stack illiterate. So my first lecturer was my roommate. Started teaching me bit by bit. I didn't have a computer till 200 or 300 level. Through the laptop acquisition. Man, laptop system, that was 2005 now. So those were the medieval ages, man. So you understand, like, technology was not yet
as popular as it is right now.
So people that had the PC itself, it was all those desktop computers with Ogo. That's what we were using to learn.
Wow.
All those kinds of things. So it's technology, Sha. That's what CU helped me. And it's the only affordable part is I know Sabi programming. That's the part that's paining me. When they were teaching, they were teaching us programming with writing on the board. I'm like, how person won't learn this one?
That's true. Like CU is la crème la peau. So many professors, many professors don't have time, or professors don't have time to be making new questions every year.
Every time.
They will
recycle
the questions every single time. So one of the best ways to pass CU is just find the previous 2-3 years past questions. Know the test questions you don't pass. So now be that. That was it.
Yeah, just to piggyback off what Mimi said, right? It's like here they teach you to understand, and then they give you assignments. Like, I mean, I've written only one exam since my entire time being a graduate student, being a master's student.
Really?
And yes, like, we don't write exams. As you go, you do weekly assignments. Like, they give you stuff that's like practical. They are not asking you what is marketing. They are telling you, if this company is in this situation, what do you think they can do to improve their sales? Do you get, like, so you're supposed to
apply to real
yes,
world.
exactly. It's more applied than just defining things or giving advantages and disadvantages of a term or something. So that's kind of like what is. So here you don't necessarily have to read to cram. You need to read to understand, because you're going to apply that knowledge from what you've been learning into something and show for it. Yeah.
That makes a lot of sense. Because what's the point of education if you cannot apply to the real world?
Exactly.
It is a total waste. It's just speaking English. Yeah. Who don't help? So we have finally come to the end of our discussion. So, Miracle, where can we find you? Where can we find you online?
Find me on every social media available. Okay, I am on Instagram at MIKKYMOC, Twitter at the same handle MIKKYMOC. I am on Snapchat with the very same handle again, MIKKYMOC. I am on
Really
YouTube
branded.
with the same handle, MIKKYMOC. I'm on LinkedIn is my name, but that's for professional things. But yeah, I'm everywhere. I'm legit everywhere.
Makes sense.
Yes.
No Facebook. Or you are
I'm on
retired from
Facebook.
Facebook.
I'm actually on Facebook. I'm not active. I don't know what happens on that. Honestly.
It's a generational thing. It's a generational thing. Like, you understand? So some people don't rate Facebook at all. So I can't blame them. It's for old people. You can call Vicky.
So I'm on Instagram. My handle is ITZ_VEEKEY. It's _ Vicky, and that's my handle on Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat. Then my YouTube is VEEKEY, just Vicky. Yeah, that's pretty much everywhere that I know. Oh, I'm on Clubhouse as well. Yeah, I'm on Clubhouse, ITZ_VEEKEY. All my social media handles are the same. Except from YouTube. Yeah, except from YouTube. My YouTube is just VEEKEY.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I don't know how people remember their handles that are different from each other. It's usually tough.
I mean, they should because they use it every single day, so they will be used to it.
Yeah, it's true, sure. So I really appreciate you guys for honoring me with your time.
Yes,
you're welcome.
So looking forward to another day where we'll have a chat. Maybe there'll be more people say that.
Yeah, no.
Alrighty. The money man.
Yes, sir. All right, man. Thank you for listening to this episode. I hope you had fun. I hope you enjoyed it. If you like to be a guest, please send a DM. Please subscribe Apple, Spotify, Google, and wherever you get your favorite podcasts. And with that, we are done for this week, and we'll catch you on the next one.